We've always often wondered why it's so hard to find other Norse pagans. We know a few locally to us. Um, they're not exactly regular practicers, they are Norse pagans. Uh, but, oh,
Can't
there
do
you are.
these stairs.
She disappeared.
Well,
We're we're a family kindred. We always have been for many years now. We do our own thing. We're talking about Norse pagans and where they're at. Being a small family kindred that we are, we've tried reaching out and finding other people of Norse pagan faith. It's not as easy as it appears. So, we've done our personal practicing just as a family kindred.
well, we do Yule
We have a few people
with friends,
that,
other pagans and Norse pagans.
Yeah, and we do Yule. Sometimes we do like Midsummer. We do that around Father's Day weekend because we go camping on that weekend, and so we celebrate Midsummer around that time.
And we usually do a craft with the kids. It's really fun. That has to do with nature or like the solstice.
Yeah. So
we do something.
Yeah, we always find some way to get a small community together, which typically tends being, 2 or 3 other people.
Have to keep on stopping the camera. So many people walking by.
Yeah, so it is hard to find other people to celebrate with, to do bloat and ritual and just experience, the journey, the path of Norse paganism together with. And it's always been that way, at least for us.
Yeah. Well, we found some other kindreds in Wisconsin, and we would love to go to their open bloats where anyone could join, but it is 3 hours away, so it makes it really hard to do, especially having another child and pets. I have to find a dog watcher on top of having to find a babysitter because we don't know them. I would like to meet them first.
All right, so we were talking about how, it's in order for us to go and participate with any of those other kindreds, we have to find, babysitters, dog sitters. We got to take the time off. It is, at least for the people in Wisconsin, the kindred that we've located in Wisconsin, it's a 3-hour drive.
We tried once, and we had babysitters, dog sitters. Ended up with, my daughter getting sick on a Friday, so ended up not being able to go.
Yeah.
So, life happens where you don't get to,
always
participate.
Follow those plans to participate, to be able to meet up with people, and that happens. That's always going to be that's always going to be the situation where, participation in anything is completely dependent upon life, and sometimes it's just hard.
Yeah, and it stinks, but it happens.
No matter what you're doing, if you're by yourself, being a solitary practitioner, part of a kindred that, holds monthly, bi-monthly, yearly, or just the main ritual days like Yule and Midsummer. No matter what you're doing, is just be out there and do it. Just stick with it, stay the course, and eventually be open enough to find other people. I'm not saying go out there and just trust anyone that comes up to you and says, "Hey, I'm Norse pagan." No, but
try. One time, I'm gonna trip on these roots. One time we were out at what was it? This place that we were doing something, and I saw another person that had a Mjolnir
Oh yeah, we were at a convention.
convention.
Yeah, we were.
And
Oddly enough, it was Gary Con.
I was very excited to see someone else with a Mjolnir on. So I walked up to her and said, "Hey, I like your Mjolnir." Her eyes got so wide, her mouth opened, and she just stared at me like a
Deer
deer.
in the headlights.
Deer in headlights. And I looked at her and I was like, oh, and then I got freaked out and I was like, okay. And I just turned around and walked away. I felt so bad for making her feel uncomfortable.
And that's going to happen. You're going to find those situations that pop up where you might see somebody wearing some kind of Norse pagan, you know, jewelry, shirt, whatever have you, have a tattoo. And they might not be used to having other people that they can connect with and talk about those sorts of things. And it's going to be that awkward situation. It's going to be a crazy, like, type moment where both of you freeze. You know, we've done it. We've had it a couple of times. We were by our house, we were walking by the local Dairy Queen, and lo and behold, just out of the blue, I happened to look down and this guy was sitting on a stump there, and he had as plain as day sitting on his shirt, hammer out sort of guy, I guess, because his Mjolnir was just hanging there for everybody to see. And I was like, holy cow. And it caught me so off guard because it was the first time right next to our house that we were able to find somebody that was wearing a Mjolnir. And it was just the
and we
craziest
didn't say
thing.
anything. We just kept on walking.
I mean,
now I wish I looked back and said I should have said something.
Right.
But,
you know, it's one of those situations where you're never going to be able to.
Because we don't know any Norse pagans in our town. The closest Norse pagans we know, a couple of them.
It's like a 45-minute drive away.
Yeah.
Which is okay. That's not too bad, but it's just one of those things. Trying to get people that we know that might be at least that close, and you know those people aren't regular practicers. You know, they want to do the main holidays, I guess, only, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But you know, trying to find people that we can
UPG, like, you know, they have theirs.
Yeah. And UPG, for those that might not be aware of it, is an unverified personal gnosis. And what that is, to explain that term a little more, is it's a personal experience of the gods, like something that has never been documented by somebody else, isn't in any of the Eddas or sagas, so it's an unsubstantiated, unverified. It's not in that stuff. So UPG tends to be, you know, just that. It's your personal experience with the gods. And so a lot of the times that kind of makes people shy away. UPGs, you know, it's that personal experience, something that no one else has had or hasn't had yet. But you know, it's part of everybody's faith, and it doesn't matter, you know, if somebody else tells you you're wrong, you know, or that's not the way they do it. You know, if you've had that experience and you want to accredit that to your personal connection and experience with the gods, follow it. Doesn't matter. It's your experience. Faith and religions are always about your own personal experience. But anyways, we do that a lot with our own personal practice. We go apple picking every year right around this time, and we celebrate Idun at that time. And
there's more people coming.
And a lot of the times people consider Idun to be like a spring goddess, you know, a fertility goddess, but we kind of think of her as spring, summer, fall. We connect her with all those time periods because she's integral to each stage of that, really. You can check out. We've been
doing it for years.
You can check out, we have another video at the orchard talking about that. So please check that one out. Your personal practice is your personal practice. And I mean, that can mesh with others. It can, you know, be completely solitary. You're always going to encounter moments where you don't always necessarily agree with.
We don't even always agree.
There's more times that we disagree that, you know, I can count on one hand. It's I don't have enough digits on my fingers and toes to count that many times. But that doesn't mean that either one of us is wrong. We just have different ideas on how we want to practice, you know, or how we should practice. Is that, you know, keep doing what you're doing. If you're looking for community, you know, you got to be out there. You got to be looking. You gotta really make the effort to try and find other groups, whether it be through social media. Uh,
Just don't stop.
just don't stop.
Yeah.
It's
We've
tough.
been doing this many years,
A long
and
time. A long time.
still only know less than a handful of people in our community.
Yep. So I guess the key takeaway is never give up. All right.
All right. See you later.
Thanks for watching.